Yo, yo, yo! You know who it is. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about becoming an elitist. Doing what the average won't to become the top 1% of your field. Now, what is an elitist? For your passion, you should be an elitist. An elitist has higher standards than anyone else in their field. An elitist takes their craft way more seriously than others. Why would they be called an elitist then? They believe they are the best in their field, no matter what anyone else says. Now, an example of someone who is an elitist is, let's say, there's a lot. LeBron James comes to mind. Tom Brady, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Barack Obama. Visionaries, people who wanted more from life, so they did what was needed to attain a higher standard. They hold themselves to a higher standard than what is expected of them, and that is why they are elite. Being an elitist means that you take your passion way more seriously than what others are expected of you. Now, this goes hand in hand. Jeff Bezos, he quoted, quote, "If you are going to build something great for years to come, for decades to come, it's going to take years of misunderstanding." Now, what do you guys think he means by this? He means that you are going to be misunderstood if you want to build anything great. The common man does not understand what goes through the brain of an elitist. Now, an elitist is someone who thinks about his work while they're not working. Let's say LeBron James, for example. I'm pretty sure this man is always thinking about his next hook shot, his jump away fader, the next move on his list while he's not even playing basketball, while he's not even working out. He could be with his girl. He could be eating dinner. He could be at the grocery store getting some food. He's still thinking about his craft while he's not working on his craft. This is what an elitist thinks. This is how they think. This is what it takes to be a part of the 1%. Now, it's different if you're in the bottom 95%. You're doing things just to get by, just to clock in, just to clock out, and just to do it again for the next 40 years. But this is not what an elitist thinks. An elitist thinks that they are ascended to the upper echelon of their field and they hold themselves to a higher standard. They show signs of obsessive. If you're not obsessed with your craft, you need a new line of work. Being obsessive makes you an elitist. It helps. These are some of the qualities of an elitist. If you're not obsessed, stay average. They have specific attention to detail, and they are not misguided by other people's opinions of what they're doing. This is how you need to think if you want to be in the top 1% of your field. You take things more seriously than what other people hold you. You hold yourself to a higher standard. Now, you can be an elitist in anything. It doesn't even have to be a line of work. You can be an elitist brushing your teeth in the morning. If you hold yourself to a higher standard, you can become a master in any field you put yourself out to do. Become an elitist in your field and watch how your life transforms. Now, I'm talking about this desire and passion for more is all within the nut. This nut that I keep referring to, your semen, hold yourself, makes you want to become more and higher and have higher quality for yourself. And this is how the 1% become the 1%. Because they're not just putting all their effort into vain. They're holding this thing, harnessing their nut, and using that to become the 1% of their specific field. They demand more for themselves, and because they demand more for themselves, they are more. Extraordinary people do every day what ordinary people do on occasion. Let that sink in for a second. If you want to be an elitist in your field, you're going to have to hold yourself to a higher standard and become the best version of yourself